What is up, Los Angeles, and welcome back to your Rams LAFB show. We are coming to you live from Super Bowl Radio Row, Super Bowl 60. Can you believe it? Oh, I got to share the mic.
No, I can't believe it that we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. So introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you're doing out here today.
Well, I am Tenisha Patterson Brown, president of Off the Field NFL Wives Association, and we are the official NFL Wives Association for wives and significant others of current and former players.
That's such a cool organization. What was the inspiration for it? Why'd you start it? And how's it going? It's 25 years in now.
Honestly, it was one of our founders, Sharice Brown, said she needed something to do. Her husband, Tim Brown, would come to the Super Bowl, and there was nothing really for the wives to engage in. Wanted to do something and then honestly give back to the community as well. And so the fashion show was born, and we provide the proceeds of our fashion show always go back directly into the Super Bowl city. And so we choose benefactors, and they come out and support us. And the husbands, it's a honey-do list, right? The husbands get to come and see us, and in our love glory, when so much is about them all the time. We have the opportunity to make sure that we are the shine at that moment.
So I guess it's an interesting sorority. I was going to call it fraternity, but those are boys, right? A distinct group of people, NFL wives. What is it that you guys bond over the most, being in this very exclusive group of people?
Well, I will say, honestly, we understand without having to speak about it. We just get it, because no matter if your husband played in the 70s or if your husband plays now, it's the same experience. And so we understand what we go through, and I compare it very similar to a military wife, right? We understand the sacrifice and the things, and definitely respect the military and understand that, but it's very much a specific type of life that we live. And it's the great part about it is that we can just get together, bond, and connect with one another, and also serve as well.
Yeah, it's great that you guys are giving back, and you're doing a really fun thing, a fashion show. You're dressed very nicely. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the fashion show itself, and then just kind of fashion in general, because we are at Super Bowl Radio Row. The fashion in this place it runs the gamut. It goes everything from a plaid shirt and jeans to my buddy Kwame Siegel's rocking sequins head to toe. So it's got everything. So, why a fashion show, and, just all the details about that.
Well, honestly, there's always been a unique collaboration between fashion and sports. If you look at players and their game day fashion, it didn't start just yesterday, right? The players have always been into themselves and the wives have always been that, as well, and making sure that we come up and show out. And the fashion show is something that's fun. The players love it on that final walk when they get to walk with their wives. Excuse me. Get to walk with their wives and really show their personality. There, you see them in the helmets, and they are so serious. And the guys get to get out there and really just have a good time with their wives. A lot of them, the wives are dragging them down the runway, and then they take over, and it becomes all about the guys. And so it's fun. It's a good honeydew and good bonding experience with the wives and the husbands.
I love that. You've seen people around here, give some advice. It's mostly guys here. Give some advice to some of us guys about what, there's a lot of peacocking as well out here.
Yeah.
Is there a balance to strike? What's your fashion advice for Super Bowl week?
I would say follow where your spirit leads you, right? Don't assume you have to follow the TikTok trends and wear what you feel like you should be wearing, but just follow your authentic self. And if you want to wear it, go for it. This is actually the time to do that because everyone expects that during Super Bowl. So I would say wear the thing that you've had in your closet that you're like, I don't have anywhere to wear this. Wear that.
I'd like to point out this is vintage Pendleton. It's not just a schlubby shirt. But you are the definition of a multi-hyphenate. Reading through your bio, she's a lawyer. She's got a representation company. She's written a book about marriage. I'm missing more.
It's I'm a franchisee, startup brands. I'm a creative. We're so much more. The only thing I'm missing is I'm not an Olympian, but we have wives that are gold medalists that will be walking.
Is Simone Biles going to be around?
Not Simone Biles, but yeah, not yet.
Any names we should be dropping?
Yeah. So Atoya Burleson will be in our show. Nate's wife. And she's obviously an Olympian. Candace Price, who's also a gold medalist as well. And so one of the biggest things that we want to show people is that the wives are so multifaceted. We do all the things, right? We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have teachers, venture capitalists actually that are in. Yes. And so for this year, actually, we are having more of this NFL wives. We have MLB wife that is going to be participating in our show as well because we're bridging that gap.
That's the next franchise. This is going to be across all sports. NHL wives is coming. MLS wives, maybe not.
Manifestation. I'm all about manifestation.
I love that. Yeah, and well, I wanted to touch on the one, the one venture of yours, the representation company, really focusing on. It seems like setting up athletes for the future, as well as currently. What led you to start that, and what does it mean, I guess, in that space?
Well, I started it because I started my career in sports in recruiting.
Oh, okay.
I was recruiting high school football and basketball players, and yes, they were these complete elite athletes because I did go to Florida State, one of the best universities.
Do they have a hand single for their? Oh, yeah, that one.
Go Noles. And I saw these elite athletes, but they were missing something. They were missing the complete package and understanding that they were more than an athlete. And so I took it upon myself to educate my recruits, to give them an opportunity to learn more about themselves, figure out what you're passionate about, because at some point you're not going to play a sport, regardless of what that sport is. And that's really how it has started. And then I worked with them and figured out what is your passion and how can I get you from A to Z. I'm a coach. That's what I am. I coach them. I give them a playbook. I tell them this is what you're going to do. And yes, I'm a lawyer and I know all of the legalese, but I never speak to my clients that way. When I speak to them, it is always about how can I get you to where I am? How can I get you to a level of understanding to where you can confidently go into a room and speak confidently about your business and what you're doing and what you want to do? Because I don't want you to be dependent on me. I want you to be confident in your own self. So it's really about being the whole human. And it's not just the players, it's the wives as well, because a lot of them are former collegiate athletes or Olympians, and they want that next step as well.
Yeah, that's incredible work. And, we've all heard those stories. Guys coming out of the league broke and all that stuff. So yeah, really incredible work. Book about marriage, 100 ways to
stay married.
100 ways to stay married, and then the colon. What?
My other book, or
no? It was 100 ways to stay married. Like what? Or is it two books?
It was 100 ways to stay married.
Oh, okay.
And then I wrote another book called Faith, Friendship, and Fertility.
Oh, I thought that was the.
No,
anyway,
it's
sorry.
2 books.
2 books.
Yeah, 2. My grandmother's very proud of me.
I mean, writing's not easy, and writing a book.
I love to write, though. That's why I do in leisure time.
Well, that's great. I mean, so many people are afraid of writing.
Everyone could be an author. Anyone can be.
I 100% agree, and it bends your mind in a really cool way. I find.
Stories. I'm just a storyteller.
I love it. Yeah, and what is it like writing a book, and what did you learn from it? And
so my first book that I wrote, it was really me just really being creative and talking about my journey as being married to my husband as an alpha woman, right? Oh. And we are both high achieving people. Obviously, he made it the top 1% to play in the NFL. And what are those things that we needed to do in order to make them feel whole, but then at the same time for him to make me feel whole? And so that's where that book kind of came, started from. But then my second book with Faith, Friendship, and Fertility was really me telling us my story, our journey to getting our amazing daughter, and being super vulnerable and having a lot of people ask me questions. And I was like, I'm just going to write it down, right? And then it turned into a beautiful story. And so that's why I said it's storytelling. It doesn't have to be super formal.
Absolutely. And your daughter's name is Banks?
Big Boss Banks. That's my boss lady right there.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Oh, that's that
and
age.
She's a COVID baby, so we already know how they do.
I don't know. How do they do?
Oh my gosh. They've been here before. They're like grown-ups, but like little children.
I did not know that.
They like to boss you around and think they're in charge of everything.
I love that. So 100 ways. Give us a couple. Give us a couple ways to stay in relationships.
Communication. I know people say that all the time. Being authentically yourself. Having your own opportunities in life. Don't morph, which I will say this as an NFL wife, a lot of times your identity can be completely absorbed into what your husband does, but you have to have your own identity and what you do, what you like, your own hobbies, what you don't like, in order to sustain. Because when football is gone, what will you have left?
Well, speaking of COVID, like the amount of people that like ended up like in their same apartment together, and people breaking up left and right back in COVID.
Think about it hard.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like that person. Obviously, I like my husband because I got pregnant and had a baby during COVID.
When it's like people did that or got divorced or broke up or put on a bunch of weight or got real skinny. It was like one or the other.
I was just blissfully pregnant while I was during COVID. And so it was great. It was a great time. Not actually COVID. COVID was not great, but but it was a great time. I had a great time.
Excellent. So the big game.
Yes.
Thoughts on these two teams? Thoughts on who's gonna take it in the end?
So, as president of Off the Field NFL Wives Association, I will not make a prediction. We have both Patriots and Seahawks wives that will be at our show and in our show, so I will not do that. And is a rule we don't choose, but I think it's going to be a great game. I think the two teams are very competitive, and I think it's going to be worth everybody's money.
Well, and being married to an NFL player, what's like this week like in his life? Watching the big game.
So what it is for my husband is a time to come back and have that camaraderie with his former teammates, and they miss it so much when they're not in it anymore. He gets to come back and see guys that he hasn't, seen in 15 years or 10 years, and he gets to hang out with them. I will tell you, he's going to get missing for a lot of these player parties, but it's okay. That's your time to do the things, but also really to enjoy the hype and have that. I think sometimes he wants to put his cleats back on and get out there, but
he's got a couple more plays in him.
I don't know. I told him he can be a long snapper, not a D lineman anymore.
I always say I missed my opportunity. I should have been a punter. I should have focused in on punting.
Snapping, that's the way to go. I told him, I said, listen, we can roll this back. We should have been a long snapper. Their careers were super long.
I gotta get a long snapper on the show at some point. I got so many questions for those guys. Yeah.
Call JJ Jensen. I think it's JJ Jensen or Jansen. He plays for the Panthers.
Okay.
He was there. Yeah. He's been, and he's still there. Like, it's crazy. He was there when my husband was drafted in 2009. It's actually insane. I don't know how he's doing it, but long snapper. I said, maybe I can do that. Maybe there's someone will draft me. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is a Rams show. So let's talk a little bit of Rams.
Oh, yeah,
one of the most famous NFL wives, I feel like, is Kelly Stafford, because she's living her truth on her podcast a lot of times. She's talked about Stafford, his aches and his pains after games. He's 38 this weekend. Like, what are those conversations with players like? Obviously, you mentioned it. They're in the top 1 percentile of athletes in this country, in this world. They're doing something people dream about. What's the conversation about hanging it up? Or, it seems like you've taken a beating. Any insight on that?
Well, I would say every play, every game, every practice, you are always holding your breath and praying, right, that nothing is going to happen. But understanding the risk of the game itself. But also, I would say preventive care is huge. My husband was a huge proponent in getting the massages, getting the acupuncture, doing all those things so that he wouldn't be sore. But I would, in advice to NFL wives, and they will know this and say this, you let them choose when they want to retire. You can't force it. Because this was a dream before us, that a lot of them started when they were 5, 6, 7 years old. And so you let them get to that point. But the reality of the body aches and all the things is the truth, right? And we understand that. And so it's our jobs to, this is why we step in as caregivers. We say, hey, let's be preventive and not sit, because you got to think about it. If you go from working out all the time, being extra, doing all the things, and then you're doing nothing, that's a huge adjustment. So we're here. We're supporting.
I love it. Tell the people where they can learn more about the NFL players off the field NFL Players Wives Association.
Yeah, we used to be Player Wives Association, and we did a brand, and NFL Wives changed and became the official NFL Wives Association. Official. Yeah, official. But we are Off the Fields NFLWA.org. You can follow us at Off the Field NFL Wives on Instagram, or connect with us on LinkedIn as well. And you'll see some of our new partners that are signing on, and we announced for 2026, including NAMI, which is the National Alliance for Mental Illness, and also Gilead, which is local here. They are partnering with us as well, as we are building programming for all of our wives.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely go check out all that fun work that they're doing over there, all that good work that they're doing out there. And is the fashion show going to be online anywhere?
Oh, yeah. So we're streaming. Oh, and check out our hosts. I forgot to share that. Charlotte Flair and Godfrey are going to be our hosts. First of all, I love Charlotte Flair. I've never fangirled, but I definitely fangirled when I would talk to her, because I am a huge WWE fan. Little known fact. And so anyway, she's going to be great. And so she'll be there on Friday along with Godfrey, who is a comedian. And it's going to be a nice little mashup. But also, we will see you in LA, because we go wherever the Super Bowl goes. And we are every Friday before.
Awesome. And I think I totally forgot to talk about Road to 2028.
You did. Oh, I'll talk about that. So we have our, we launched our Road to LA 2028, which we are doing 4 sports. And that is water safety, which is swimming, where we teach between 150 to 200 kids how to swim and lead basics lessons. And we partner with American Heart Association and USA Swim Foundation. We also have our Girls in Flag, which this Friday, right after our show, we will be bolting to Oakland at Laney College, and we will be hosting some of the Boys and Girls Club girls there. 150 girls will be there. And then on Saturday, we have our youth basketball initiative, which we actually launched with the National Basketball Wives Association. We're hosting 80 girls in basketball clinic, and we're hosting this whole entire weekend softball girls on our 4th sport. Yeah, we're booked and busy. That's where we are.
I just feel like I just started scratching the surface. We're already over time. Thank you so much for coming on the Rams LAFB show. Guys, as always, love and appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. We will be back with more straight from the Super Bowl. Until then, folks.